Thank you very much, Art. Good morning to everyone. I live almost exactly 100 miles from here, just outside St. Petersburg. But when I came here, my wife and I took an approximately 16,000-mile detour. Now, I've been having some problems with the navigation app on my phone, and as my wife always says, I hate to ask for directions. I'm a typical guy. No, seriously, we intentionally went on our way here to Nigeria as part of a team of 11 Rotarians from the U.S. and from Sweden. And we spent 10 days. We left on February 23rd and literally left Wednesday evening and came directly here. And our task in there was threefold. First, we did polio immunization. And of the 10 days we were there, we spent 5 days actually immunizing children in churches, in schools, in villages, all over central and southern Nigeria. Great experience. Second thing we did was we had an opportunity to meet with the World Health Organization and with UNICEF and the leaders in the Nigerian federal and state health services, the people who are actually on the ground managing polio eradication. Great chance to talk to them about their strategies that they're taking to try and deal with the problem. And the third thing we did was, in my mind, the single most important thing, and that was we were cheerleaders. We're there not so much to immunize children as to encourage the people, to tell them, keep going. This is a tough job, and these are people who are really tired. They've been doing this for years. They need encouragement. And people love the fact to see that people came from far away to encourage them to continue the battle to finish it off. Now, I don't think I have to tell any of you that Nigeria is a challenging place. And despite all the oil wealth that they have, well, they have lots and lots of problems. And I would describe it as a country that is seriously infrastructure challenged. Real problems that way. Now, I could tell you a whole bunch of stories, but let me just share one with you. We stayed at a whole bunch of different hotels, but seemingly in every hotel we were in, they had a policy, you got one towel in your room. Now, it didn't matter how many people were in the room, you got one towel, okay? And you could go downstairs, call down to the front desk, go down there, beg, plead. They smile and say, one towel. My wife and I have been married almost 32 years, and so we've been through all the usual stuff. But, this is the first time we have to negotiate who gets the towel while it's dry and clean. All right, every one of you who's been married knows who won that battle. Well, despite all the challenges, I went there, and I have to tell you, I'm optimistic by nature, but I was concerned. Concerned, are we going to get this done? But, I can stand before you today, having been there, and say, we're going to get it done. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen this movie before. Now, why do I say that? Well, India has eradicated polio, and we went for years and years in India, and they eradicated it in most of the country, but there were two states, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, that no matter what we did, we couldn't finish the job off. And it wasn't the whole state, it was just little pockets in those states. But finally, a strategy was developed, and it finally took care of the problem. I see the very same thing happening in Nigeria. Now, the parts of Nigeria we were in, central and southern Nigeria, they've eradicated polio. It's been gone for at least 3 years. The problem is focused in 3 states in northern Nigeria. And even within those states, the WHO and the Nigerian Health Service told us it's really focused on 107 local government areas there. 107 of them. And each one of those local government areas has a chief. And the key thing for us is somehow we've got to persuade the chiefs of each one of those to let our people in to take care of the problem. If we don't do that, it's not going to work. So how are we going to do that? Well, in my mind, it's not something that WHO is going to do. UNICEF isn't going to do it. The Gates Foundation isn't going to do it. We're the ones who are going to do it. Why? Because we are an organization that has a history of networking based upon vocation. You have a problem, you go to the Rotary Network, you find the right person, and then you bring them in to solve it. And I think we are the people who are going to make that possible. That's what's going to really change it. And that's why I think we're going to be ultimately successful. So it's going to be tough. But in my mind, we can, we must, and we will finish this job. Absolutely. And we will provide the gift that we have promised to the children of the world, a world that is free of polio. Thank you very much.